This is Mike Smith reporting for Film the Police Portland. I have someone that's going to give us the skinny on what's going on down in Standing Rock right now. The time is 7:50. It's Thursday, December 1st. So tell everyone out there in the interwebs your name and what brought you out to Standing Rock.
My name's Sydney Johnson. I was studying environmental problems in college, ecotourism and ocean travel. So I was studying a lot about the earth and the environment. And what originally led me out there was because of the water, and I wanted to protect it. Then I got out there and realized that it wasn't just about the water, that the people out there were important too. And so I think that's what led me to stay, was meeting everyone out there and adapting to the culture and stuff.
So what date did you arrive?
I arrived September 9th with plans of staying for 3 days, and then ended up staying a week and going home, dropping out of college, quitting both my jobs, subleasing my apartment, and then I moved out permanently to North Dakota.
Well, that shows a level of dedication that most people are unwilling to do. Hats off to you, or bear hats off to you. What other questions? What's your sense of the treatment of the people out there by Morton County Sheriff's Department and those mercenaries that they hired? How are people being dealt with by law enforcement?
Well, I wasn't there the day that the mercenaries were there on the 3rd, but I got arrested October 27th myself, and I was locked into the ground in a lockbox with two other people, and the police came in and they tried to pull me out of the ground by my hair, but...
Wait a second, you mean they had a buried lockbox?
So what we did was we dug holes in the ground and put PVC pipe with a chain wrapped around it and like a bolt going to the bottom into the ground, and then put quickcrete around it and cement to the end of the ground, and then me and two other people put a chain around our wrists and a carabiner and lock ourselves into the ground.
Okay.
So
this was to thwart the construction, right?
Yeah. The day that they were grading our camp, we wanted to hold the line and stop the police for a little bit. We were actually able to stall them up long enough for them to build a sweat lodge, so people were able to get into a sweat lodge, and now they have certain rights with the religious ceremonies that they do, so they're going to be posing charges for things like that because the police ripped them off the sweat lodge, which is like it's their religious beliefs and stuff like that. But yeah, so that day was really rough. They tried to pull me out of the ground by my hair, and obviously I was stuck in the ground. So
at that point, did they know that you were affixed? Did you explain to them about
I told them we were locked on the ground, but there was so much yelling that I don't think they were really listening to anything I was saying. But so once they realized that we were in the ground, they were coming in with their guns and like pointing them at us and telling us to get like both hands up in the air, and like we couldn't see going up in the air. Constant cycle for like 5 minutes.
9mm pistols or long rifles they were aiming?
I don't know. It wasn't like a pistol. I'm not sure what kind of gun it was. It might have been the one with the rubber bullets. I don't know.
Okay, right. Some sort of weapon at point blank.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So just seeing that was horrible, and then they took us to Morton County and put us in those dog cages.
Dog cages? Can you describe dimensions, what they're made of, that kind of thing?
Like thin wiring, dog cage, probably about, I don't know, maybe like 10 by 15 maybe.
So like a kennel, like
an actual dog kennel. Like
what, when you go to the pound and you see the
big
cycling fence.
Yep,
okay,
yep,
right
that's
on.
what they put us in, and there's...
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and they made us all like strip down to one layer, and I had a friend that was in like a tank top and leggings, and it was like freezing, and they wouldn't give us any blankets, and we had to sit on the concrete floor for a couple hours waiting for them. Then they put us all on a bus and didn't tell us where we were going. We arrived at in Fargo, Cass County Jail 4 hours later.
So how many hours were you in the dog kennel before they transport you by a bus?
Probably
for 4 hours.
About 2 to 3 hours.
So 6 or 7 hours. Okay.
Yep.
And that's just to get to the jail in Fargo.
Yeah,
right?
and then they didn't even book us or tell us what we were getting charged with until the night after that. So we were all just in there. They put us in cells at like 4 in the morning finally, so we can get some sleep. And then the next day.
I'm trying to count your civil rights violations, and we're up to 3 or 4 at this
Yeah,
point.
it
Yeah, I
was-
mean,
it was
you're right to do a due process, your First Amendment, your Fourth Amendment, your right to be safe and secure, and your papers, persons, and effects. All these things have been usurped, and they didn't charge you for more than 24 hours?
Yeah, it was more than 24 hours.
My God.
Yeah, and then people that had got arrested for misdemeanors, like they even wrote on the people's arm like public nuisance, and then they put a number on them so they would know they were getting charged with it. And the
Wait, so they would write public nuisance, and then the what is it, the penal code on your arm, or just some kind of
just
identifying number?
an identifying number. They put numbers on all of our arms and referred to us as numbers.
That would make me feel like cattle or something.
It was very horrible, and they referred to me as a number, and I felt like I was not even a human at that point. But
Wow.
yeah, but people
Did they feed you?
we didn't get fed until about 2 or 3 in the morning once we finally got to Cass County. They brought us out like little sandwich bags, but we still had our hands in zip ties, so we had to eat our food with our hands zip tied together.
So you were dug out of the ground. They pulled. Let me see if I got this right. You were locked in the ground with PVC pipe that's been quick cemented into the ground.
Yeah.
And you can't move your hands. They point less lethal or lethal weapons at you if you don't know.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be a gun nerd. Okay.
Yeah.
So they grab you by the hair and try to pull you out. And then once they finally get you free, they put you in a dog kennel for about 4 or 5 hours, and then another 5 or 6 in transport. Correct?
Yeah.
And your hands are zip tied the entire time?
When they put us in the dog kennels, they didn't have our hands zip tied. But
Okay.
other than that, our hands were
Okay.
zip tied.
So maybe 5 or 6 hours this way with
Yeah.
zip ties. Front or behind?
On the way to Morton County, they were behind our backs, but on the way to Cass County, they had them on.
Okay. It's real important for lawyers and things that might help you later to document these things. And I'm sorry to go through your torture so
It's fine, yeah.
so explicitly, but it's important that we document these things, and hopefully my voice can make yours a little bigger.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Other questions. So they fed you probably after 8 or 9 hours of being in
Yeah.
captivity.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, this is kidnapping. This is my thoughts on the matter. There's no due process here. You're supposed to have, as an American citizen, rights of due process. You're supposed to have a First Amendment, a Fourth Amendment, Sixth Amendment. It's hard to deal with, to listen to that, and this is common, right? This has happened.
Yeah, this has happened multiple times. It's a common occurrence out there. Warren County doesn't know what they're doing because they've never had a problem like this before, and their jail cells are so small that they're just shipping people off and hoping other people will deal with them. They shipped us off to Fargo, and we're like, good luck getting back. Like, we're not bringing you back. Like, we went to Fargo and rides. It was ridiculous.
That's crazy. Can you give me an idea of how your property was treated?
Mine personally, I did not have any problems with. I have friends that got their phones stolen, and they marked us by numbers, and they would put the numbers on the bag, and that's how they would know where to transfer it to. But whenever we first got to Cass County, whenever we got on the bus originally, there was a couple people that were like, I need medical attention, I'm getting off, so they took them off, and then they just brought in like 6 random people, didn't take down their numbers or their names. So we get to Cass County, and those 6 people don't even have any of their stuff because they messed it up and didn't put it on the bus with us. And
So to say that they were less than thorough would be understatement.
yeah.
Okay.
And the person that I was in cell with, she had a heart murmur, and she didn't have her medicine there with her. And whenever I finally did get there, she was like, I need to take this. And they were like, well, we can't give it to you until like 2 days because we have to make sure that it's right, and then blah, blah, blah. And like a lot of people were on medicine, and like they didn't get their medication when they needed it. Like they didn't get it until like the 2nd day.
There are Supreme Court decisions that say that denying someone medication that they're dependent on is, it's cruel and unusual punishment. And it's there's been multi-million-dollar lawsuits because of that, and that's an egregious violation of her rights.
Yeah, it was horrible. It charged with public nuisance, so she should have been able to set bond by whenever we got there. But they ended
Yeah,
up.
that's like a petty misdemeanor.
Yeah, but everybody that went there, there were 60 of us women, they charged with a felony, so they would have to stay. So even people that got charged with public nuisance were getting charged with engaging in a riot, public nuisance, and something about like starting the fire or whatever that could happen there. So
What's going on with your legal stuff? Did they no complaint your charges? Have they been dropped? Have they been sustained?
I just got a call from my lawyer that said that I got charged with reckless endangerment personally because they said that
Of another person's life.
yeah. So I just saw a statement from I forget who the statement was from. I think it might have been from one of the judges or whatever. And she said that in my case specifically that there was no proof that I was endangering anybody's life, so she dropped my felony charge. So now I just have to go to court for some misdemeanors.
If people wanted to donate to the Legal Defense Fund for you guys, where could they go online?
I'm not sure. I know there's a lot of Facebook pages that have PayPal accounts.
Or it's alright. If you're watching this video, it's right underneath my finger right here. It'll be, added to the screen right there. So, these people need help. There's been, what I've been able to see through Facebook is there's like 200 people that claim they were injured on the night of the water cannon.
I personally had just left camp to go stay in a motel in Bandon, and it all happened while I was gone. But there was a lot of injuries. Actually, one of my really good friends had to rush a woman to the casino so the ambulance could get there. Her arm had like exploded and it choked the bone and like fallen out of her feet. So that's the woman that might have to get her arm amputated. I'm not sure what all is going on with that right now. But
Yeah, I don't recall her name, but I'll put the donation link to her medical bills right underneath as well for you guys to check out. Is there anything you want to add? Like, your average Dick and Jane that's sitting at home or surfing through the web right now, they don't know anything about what's going on with the water protectors or the unceded treaty rights or any of that stuff. Is there anything you'd like to say to them to help them understand?
I mean, everybody drinks water. Like, it's not like we're just out here doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for everybody. Even the people that don't support it, they drink water too. And I hope that people see all the police brutality that's happening will help raise awareness. And we're unarmed. There's no need for the violence to be happening. And I hope that the people will be more aware of things that are going on out there. Know that it's not just the bad things that the public is putting out. That's about it.
Alright, I'll see you later, YouTube. Check out all the links I put down here. It's very important that these people get some support. And, regardless of political ideology, whether you're on the left or the right, my understanding of what's going on in Standing Rock is that it's a constitutional issue. Article 6 of the U.S. Constitution, check out the little middle paragraph there that talks about treaty rights. These people are the rightful stewards of this land. None of this shit should be happening. And, check you later, YouTube.